Sunday on-call grocery haul. I typically like to eat at home, particularly for dinner when I'm on call. It just prevents us from getting interrupted when we're out in a restaurant. Plus, we get to really kind of dial in our nutritional plan that way, which I also really like. Before we dive into the actual haul, let me give you an overview of kind of what our basic paradigm is in the house. And it's pretty simple because, you know, there's so much information out there regarding nutrition, so many different people giving opinions and what have you, and it's like drinking from a fire hose. And I like to simplify things as much as I can and as we can in the house, and we've all kind of agreed on what's important. And it's pretty simple. Like, our bodies run on fats, carbohydrates, and protein. Now, we lean pretty heavy on the protein side. We like to get 30 to 50 milligrams of protein per meal, which is a fair amount, but you know, there's specific reasons for that, for muscle building, et cetera, to increase our muscle mass so that we can metabolize our glucose better and what have you. But you have to figure out what works for you, what your individual goals are, and we all have our own instruction manual, and you kind of have to tool all of this to what works ultimately for you. What foods make you feel good? What foods keep you healthy? What foods keep all of your laboratory data in check and where you want them? But in general, maintaining a very simple type of mindset seems to work best. If you look at the data, one diet has really kind of been the most durable, particularly when you're looking at things like heart health. All of these fad diets are just that. Anything that pushes other food groups out and limits, etc. Yes, you may lose weight, and there's certainly benefit from that, but as far as sustainability and durability, it's very difficult to eat one thing or one food group for a long period of time. And the Mediterranean diet has really been the most durable, and that is basically a fruit, vegetable, upfront diet with lean meats to add protein. And that seems to work really well because you get your macronutrients, which are the proteins and the carbohydrates and the fats, as well as your micronutrients, which are all of the vitamins and minerals and essential oils that our bodies need to run. So that's basically our mindset. How do you deal with this when you walk into the grocery store? Like, where do you go? We've all heard it. Shop on the outside of the store. That's where the fresh vegetables are. We usually do lettuce and kale, cucumbers, peppers, excellent carbohydrate source with broccoli as well, again, as the micronutrients and vitamins. Tomatoes, excellent source. We go protein heavy with chicken breast, lean ground beef, steaks tonight for dinner, and then fruits and vegetables, additional avocados, a great nutritional source, very nutritionally dense. Sweet potatoes, squash, carrots, some citrus for flavoring. And look, this is about progression, not perfection. And we try to eat an 80 to 90% whole foods diet. What is that? What does whole foods really mean? I mean, single ingredient, God-made foods. But we do eat some processed type foods, and we try to choose the best of those things. So this is an example of a non-dairy organic coconut-based yogurt. It does have some added sugar. Sugar in and of itself, you know, should really not be demonized as long as it is in reasonable quantities and that you're not gaining weight, because it's fat that really drives inflammation in our bodies, particularly visceral fat, and obviously a lot of extra sugar is going to add to that. Can't forget about the dogs. We're going through processes now as far as what we're actually feeding our dogs. We do some canned food, and we're actually making some of their food from similar ingredients to these meats and rice and things like that at home, and they seem to be tolerating that really well. Like, what works for us seems to work really well in their diet as well. Some avocado oil for high heat cooking. You know, oils have gotten a lot of press recently with seed oils being absolutely demonized as toxic. I think that's a bit excessive. I do think that the seed oils and the vegetable oils are being used at a level that's inappropriate in the food in the United States, and a lot of calories are coming from those particular oils, and that's the problem, not the oil themselves. In fact, there's been large meta-analysis that have shown that vegetable oil in appropriate doses has actually decreased cardiovascular disease. But in general, it's a ratio of the good omega-3s that you get from the avocado oils and things of this nature, as opposed to the omega-6s that come from the vegetable oils. But we do need omega-6s in our body as well. So it's about a balance of these things and not overdoing any of them. We like the balsamic vinegar for flavoring, as well as some good quality sea salt. We'll be cooking dinner at home, and I look forward to the meal, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon.